Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming in on Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's here, and thank you for coming by on Thanksgiving. Sorry to have such a early stream on Thanksgiving, but we're here. We're talking with everybody about some serious subjects, but we can talk about anything you want to talk about. Welcome to everybody that's already here. Burger Boy, Gigi Larson, Jody Girl. Got a couple more people here. Lori Teeling stopped by. So as we'll wait for a couple people to come on in the room. So we'll give everybody a chance to get in. Thank you for everybody that's coming in. We'll give it a few minutes. What have you been up to, Burger Boy? Making any more new videos? Probably going to play a few little clips here while we wait for a few more people to get in the room, because we're starting a little bit early. So we're going to play a few little replays, some of the highlights from the past, but we're going to probably do that for about 10 or 15 minutes as we wait for people to join the room. So stand by, please. Everybody, very happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Matt. Good morning, Nix. How are you? Good to see you. Well, you don't have to have my back anymore. You're not, nobody said you had to have my back. Don't have to. So, because he verbally abused me and all this stuff, so now that he's doing that to me, you don't have to have my back. Nobody asked you to have my back. You came here verbally, you came here voluntarily. I didn't ask you to, didn't ask you to have my back. You're welcome to stay, Nix, if you care to. As long as you're respectful, you're welcome to stay. You've never been disrespectful that I've noticed, so you're welcome to stay if you care to. But when somebody starts saying anti-Semitic remarks and encourages his chat members to call me Jewish, call me a Nazi, which is against the terms of service, you know, he's at risk of getting strikes and it losing his channel, Nix. You know, that's all my statement is, you know. And I'm not responsible for him lying about you, Nix. You know, I'm a separate person from Mr. Camillo, or Lying Camillo as we call him. I'm separate from him. He's a separate person from me. So you cannot hold me responsible for him lying about you, Nix. You know, I don't have anything to do with him lying about you. I can't keep him from lying. I have the problem with him lying for stuff about me. I can't control his lying. That's his behavioral problem he has, Nix, you know. This is true, Nix. You're correct. Nix says, oh, well, he will lose his channel if he continues to speak on Nix's personal life. Well, yes, I imagine he will, Nix, but probably he's going to end up losing his channel because he allowed and encouraged his chat members last night to continue with anti-Semitic remarks after he had even warned this one person, this Carl 2.0 or 3.0, previously last week, and pulled the guy's wrench last week for the same problem, this anti-Semitic remarks, calling me a Jewish lady, calling me a Nazi 2 or 3 times, and he pulled the wrench last week. But then after he got angry with me because I dumped him, I broke up with him last night over the middle of the night, or like 1:12 midnight or 1 o'clock Eastern time, whatever it was. He got angry with me. He went back on his stream. He pretended like he hadn't broken up with me, and he got all whatever, lying to them, lying to his supporters and his fans, Nix. And so he said, well, I'm just going to give everybody their wrenches back. So whatever, you know, I was listening. So he gave all the people their wrenches back. And that one guy, Carl, who had called me a Jewish lady, had called me a Nazi, which is a very offensive thing. I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, Nix. I'm not sure what your religious affiliation is. But he started calling, the minute he gave this guy, Carl, the wrench back, the guy Carl started calling me a Nazi and all these other insults and every different thing like that. And did he correct him? Did he say, don't do that, Carl? No, he encouraged it. He incited all the other people. And then this other person called the Juice said he was outside the property of I won't go into the specifics. He was outside the building of where my property is, my home, with a long rifle, and he was sighting the rifle in on my home. In other words, he was going to shoot a rifle into my home, into the building of my home. That is a direct and verbal threat, a death threat. Now, I have security people that are at my home. Now they're watching and they're seeing all of this stuff. There isn't, oh, it's just that's just somebody kidding. That's a threat, and it has to be taken seriously. And actions were taken. Men that were outside start to search for the person. Okay, and then they have to contact the local persons of law enforcement to assist them. Things have to be done. Actions have to be made. So when I told Mr. Lying Camillo, I said, look, this guy, this is a death threat. I blocked him. I blocked the guy called the Juice. And he got mad at me, Lying Camillo. He said, why'd you block him? I said, because he just put a death threat in the chat. Well, that'll be okay. You're being sensitive. You're being weak. He called me weak. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Weak? It's a death threat. And so he got mad. He said, I thought, this is okay. Okay. Yes, Nix, he's an evil lunatic. I agree, Nix. I think you've made a good assessment there, Miss Nix. Yes, ma'am. That's Miss Nix from South Africa. She's a lovely young lady. Got a few more people coming in. We got Cassandra. How are you, Miss Cassandra? Miss Lori Teeling, how are you? Good to meet you the other day. Yeah, I had to dump him, because he wouldn't support me when a guy has got a long gun trained on a window in my home, Lori Teeling. He told me I was being weak, Lori Teeling. I have got armed security guards here anyway. Of course, they jumped out. We had two of them out. Well, I won't go into the specifics, but they started searching for the man, a grid search all around the property, and had to call the other authorities in the local area to come help and assist. It's a big fucking deal. They don't just go, it's somebody on YouTube. When you've got armed security and there's a high level security in your area there anyway, because of who I am and the other threats that have been in the past, they don't just sit back and say, oh, it'll be okay. It's just that guy the juice. It's just that guy the juice on YouTube. They don't know who the guy the juice is on YouTube or who he might be affiliated with. Fuck that shit. But for John not to support me after all of this stuff and just to act like, oh, it's just some game, and to call me weak and to all of a sudden call all his people in there and have them start calling me a Nazi after the death threat. And then he started harassing me, calling me over and over on the phone and then hanging up on me and sending me all these funky texts and weird. He had a nervous breakdown. He had some sort of mental meltdown or something. I'm sure of it. I don't know what happened to him. I don't. I really don't. No, Lori, it's not good. Hello, Denise R. Yes, ma'am. I think I deserve better. I told him, I said, I'm not going to be treated like that. I told him, this is it. This is over. I'm not going to go back to you like I did the last time, John. I'm not. We're done. It's just, that's it. And he got really upset, and he realized it. I think he realized he really fucked up. And that's when he thought, well, he's just going to go for broke. He went back over to and did that last stream, pulled another stream up, and started telling all these people that he was going to give me probation or all this, and pretended like I hadn't broken up with him. So, whatever, John. Good luck. I hope you have a good life. Best wishes to you and your lovely family, your daughter and your everybody. Yeah, my heart is broken too, Lori Teeling. I love them. I still love him. That's why it's so hard. Yes, Cassandra, or at least even though he's far away and we're separated by geographic, at least providing me some support, verbal support of some sort. Hello, Carolyn, to be free. Yeah, I did. I stood up to him, Carolyn. It's not cool at all. You're correct, Carolyn. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to be treated that way. I've got plenty of support locally, but when my boyfriend of a year's time tells me I'm weak, because it is kind of a big deal when somebody's telling me they've got a gun got pointed at my window. And that means whether it's a jokey thing or somebody that really does, you don't play around and not going to take a chance, and it's not up to me, because when I have security detail on my home and on my property, I have to go by what they say. That's why I have them. It's not cool at all. Carolyn, to be free. That's a good way to put it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate all of your support. All of you ladies and gentlemen are way more supportive than this guy that I've been dating or seeing and everything for a whole fucking year. I really appreciate all of you. I do. It's more than you know. I really appreciate everyone. Hey, Jody girl, thank you for coming back, girlfriend. Thank you so much. If you want to come up, Jody girl, I sent you an invite in your Twitter, or in your email. I'm sorry. We got started a little bit early. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody will have a good dinner later on here. It's a little early yet. Probably can get this over with so everybody can go get to their lunch or, when does everybody have their Thanksgiving? Do you guys have it, like, at noontime or in the afternoon? Different people have it at different times, I know. Thank you, Cassandra. Cassandra said she'll always support me, Lolly, and you've always had love and respect for you. I really appreciate you, Cassandra. You have. We've always backed each other up on Twitter. We talk with each other on Twitter all the time. Denise said, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Yes, Denise has always been a real good supporter of mine. I appreciate you. Hey, Bubba Warbucks, I thank you for coming by. He's always been a good friend of mine. I appreciate you coming by to show your support, Bubba. Good to see you. Bubba said he's having pulled pork barbecue that he made yesterday. That sounds really good, Bubba. I know you like to cook outside and do stuff. Lori Teelan says it's really a heartbreak. It's not an easy thing to deal with on the holidays. I'm really sorry, Lolly. Well, thank you, Lori. We really only just met, but I can feel like, we kind of made a connection with some of the things we have in common, and some of the things we do. It was really fun meeting and talking with you the other day. You're always welcome here, Lori Teelan. You always are. And just as a side note, Lori, I haven't heard from Miss Tasha Teeling, even though I gave her those 2 avenues to contact me to help her get maybe some funding for an attorney. I haven't heard from her. Maybe it's due to the holidays, but maybe she'll get in touch later at another time. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. So we're just gonna fix what we're fixing to eat for later on and go on about our business, I guess. How about you, Jody girl? What are your plans for Thanksgiving? Are you gonna make some food? Are you going over to your family there in wherever you are? Wherever you are? Bubba Warbuck said, that's exactly why the only relationships I keep anymore are with my animal friends. That's a good idea, Bubba Warbucks. I like that idea. And Lori Teeling said, well, I really appreciate that you let me have a voice to say my side. I appreciate your support. Well, yeah, I always try to let each side of something, let each person say their side, whether they want to come up on a panel or they want to say their side in the side chat. Now, Petty Pearl said you should strike him for hate speech. Well, I might or might not have done that. I guess we'll have to see. Good idea. Everyone is cooking. Full house, Jody Girl said. Okay. Now, Vape King said, I used to do it at 2, but now it's just me, so everyone has passed except a half-brother in another state, and my son is celebrating with his mom today. He's going to come and see me this weekend. Okay, well, so you maybe have something with him on the weekend. That'll be nice. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. How about you, Cassandra? Are you having a bunch of people to cook for? Are you family's going to meet up somewhere, or what are you doing? Cassandra said they're eating around 3 today, but now you're way over on the West Coast, over on that side, or nearer toward the middle. I'm not sure. I know where you are, but I'm not going to say. Okay. Well, everybody eats a lot of different places. That's sure right. Yeah, but I just couldn't really believe, it's one of the bigger offenses. I mean, YouTube had really started getting the first part of this year had started really working harder against bullying and harassment. But one thing that they were even working more harshly on is against hate speech. Against anti-Semitism is one of the bigger offenses, and of course, some of the other things of hate speech as well. So it really shocked me when they started with these anti-Semitic remarks, and he's just acting like, well, there should be free speech. And I tried to explain to Mr. Lying Camillo before that YouTube is a privately run company sort of a thing that has terms of services, rules that have to be followed for you to be able to use your platform. You have to follow the rules or you'll get kicked out. They give you several warnings. They call them strikes. And you don't really have true free speech here. You have limited free speech, but you have to work within the terms of service. Otherwise, they have a striking system where they give you warnings or strikes, to tell you what's right and what's wrong and let you know if you've made something that's outside of the rules or outside of the terms of service. So that's true. That's what Petty Pearl was saying. You should strike him for hate speech. But of course, the person that's given is talked about or the hate speech is aimed at doesn't have to do the strike. Anybody can put a strike against when they hear hate speech in a chat, not just the person who's being given the hate speech put toward them or being bullied or, you know, uh, having the anti-Semitic remarks used against them. It's for anybody to use. It's like same thing if somebody's being bullied, you can put in a complaint that someone's being harassed or bullied. True. Yeah, Vape King is agreeing with that. Now, Bubba Warbuck said that point is lost on a lot of people here and on social media platforms. Yes, I agree, Bubba. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't. And that's why a lot of people might, end up losing their channels or end up getting strikes for allowing the hate speech in their channels. I hear that a lot, that this YouTube I guess, should have my freedom of speech here. Well, if you go delve down deep into those terms of service, you're going to find out otherwise. I'm not going to go into it. People don't believe it when you tell them, but they'll find out. They'll find out one way or another. Now, Cassandra said, thanks so much, Lori. He's on my channel. I have videos of him. He was born on November the 10th. Oh, wow. Now, JD has arrived. Hello, JD. He said, good morning and happy Thanksgiving to all. Jody Girl said to Cassandra in Albuquerque, congrats on the new grandbaby. Yeah, I bet you're so proud of that little grandbaby. I'm sure you are, Miss Cassandra. That's wonderful. How many grandbabies do you have now, Cassandra? Now, Bubba said the top level surveillance is all done by the bots, and there's very little context to the way they educate things here. Yeah, that's true, Bubba. And of course, like you say, and a lot of it's form letters and it's algorithms, and you've got to trip certain things to even get anything done with anything even caught by the algorithm to have anything done. That's true. Very true. They don't want to have that many humans doing anything. It's much cheaper to have the bots and the algorithms flagging things or, checking things, having it pulled out. Very true. Very good observation. And Vape King says, yes, with so much hate in the world today, we need more love and less hate. I agree. That's very true, Vape King. Very true. I sure appreciate all of you guys coming out on Thanksgiving, early this morning on Thanksgiving, for this discussion about hate speech and how it's been used and coming up on YouTube, and the way that the King of Trust's channel, Mr. Lying Camillo, runs it over there, and he allows the chatters over there just to use hate speech openly, and he encouraged it last night. He had a couple of the people last week. He had to pull some of the wrenches, but he gave them all back last night after I broke up with him. He got really upset, started having a meltdown, an emotional breakdown of some sort. So he gave wrenches back to most all the people that had been pulled for whatever reason or whatnot. 2 or 3 of them last week had their wrenches pulled due to hate speech, but he gave them all back. And this one person, this Mr. Carl 2.0 or either 3.0, I'm not sure which his name was. He changes his name frequently. One of the two, he switches them around. But immediately when he got his wrench back, he started 2 to 3 times, started calling me a Nazi. And Mr. Lying Camillo over there, Lying Camillo, he didn't have a problem with it. He didn't even have a problem when the guy, the juice guy, put a valid death threat toward me. Didn't have a problem with that. When I blocked the guy for having a death threat toward me, Mr. Lying Camillo called me weak and ended up pulling my wrench, said I was weak. Didn't support me at all as the moderator in the chat. Well, you know, if somebody's threatening to, saying they're on the property of the person and that they're going to, you know, have a weapon, a long gun, and they have it aimed at the window of one of the buildings on the property where they know that there's people in there. And he called the moderator weak and then pulled the moderator's wrench away when they're trying to, you know, point out that there's a death threat. Something wrong there. Oh, well. Yeah, probably. All the scat attack, the Kit Kat scat attack. Yeah, give the dog a bone. That guy's got a problem. I'm not even going to get into that guy today. There's too much else going on, Jody girl. He's on his way out the door as well. I had to report him. He was threatening me and cyber stalking me. I had to report him to the authorities. I'm not even discussing that guy. I think that's going to be taken care of. I'm not worried about him anymore. Yeah, Baba said the Macy's parade is getting ready to start in about 5 minutes. That's true. I have it on the TV, but I have the volume down, so we won't have a problem with the volume or anything interrupting. Does anybody else watch the parade? I always like to watch it every year. Now, Cassandra said she has a 2-year-old granddaughter, an almost 2-week-old, and a granddaughter due in March 31st. And a granddaughter due April 20th. Oh my goodness, you're going to need a bus. Well, gosh, you're blessed, Miss Cassandra from Alba Crazy. That's wonderful, Cassandra. You are truly blessed to have all those on. Some of them all right around here and many more on the way. That's wonderful. Oh, the Black Friday, Macy's Black Friday sale already started online. Yeah, I know I bought a couple, not for Macy's, but you know, a lot of the stores had their Black Friday thing started on Monday. I know I've made a couple purchases. I'm getting the last of my Christmas gifts bought so I can get those wrapped up and sent away to the long distance relatives. Has everybody else finished their Christmas shopping? I bet there's some of you that have already got it all mailed away or all wrapped up. I'm always kind of a little late. What's the, okay, it started at 9 Eastern time. That's because it's 9:30 Eastern time. Well, on my TV, they are, looks like there's in the skybox, it's like they're waiting for them to start the parade route, but they don't show anybody going down the parade route. I don't know if it started already yet or not, Beba. I don't see anybody marching yet or the parade yet. I'm not sure what time it is either, Bubba. Oh, did you get a chance, Lori Teeling, to go look at a little bit of the art on my channel? I hope you did. Yeah, good. I hope you'll get a chance to look at it maybe this weekend. I'm gonna this next week I'm gonna do some shoot the rest of the images of some of the pieces of art from this year, and gonna be making some slideshows of the art from this year, all the pieces from 2021, but I've got a lot of art to image up, but a lot of them were already imaged because I've been putting them in, on Instagram, because I have a lot of them on Instagram at Lollygirloo. Now, Vape King said, "I'm not done shopping yet for Christmas." Well, I don't feel so bad then, Vape King. I feel like I have a compadre then. I don't feel so bad. Yeah, it's Cassandra said, "It's definitely a blessing." Well, yeah, it is, Cassandra. It's definitely a blessing. Hello, Patty. How are you? Thank you for coming by. She says, "Happy. Hoping you're having a very nice day. Happy Turkey Day." Well, I'm trying to. It was a rough in the middle of the night, but I'm doing great now. I'm fantastic when I see all of you ladies and gentlemen coming here and being real supportive. It very warms my heart. When my own boyfriend of a year wasn't very supportive in the middle of the night, but that's okay. I broke up with him and he went off the deep end like he does sometimes. So, but that's okay. But I feel like a big, uh, heavy load is lifted off my shoulders by going ahead and breaking up with him. And I told him that I'm not going to go back to him this time like I did last time. That was a big mistake on my part. I made a mistake in going back with him. I should have just left it like it was after I broke off with him last time. But you know, when you're in love, you try to give somebody a second chances. Now, Bubba Warwick said, "Watch it on NBC. CBS is behind." Oh, okay, that must be what the problem is. Okay. Thank you, Bubba. Yeah, I know sometimes one of them is at a different one of them is delayed. I remember that from last year, Bubba. That's true. Oh, there's a big float of a turkey. I think I'm on CBS. Tom Turkey, the float of Tom Turkey. Well, it's nice that they brought back the real floats and everything and the real balloons. I mean, was it last year, Bubba, that they didn't have the actual balloons at all? Yeah, they look really nice. That was so disappointing last year when they just had a few of the balloons in one little section and they had that count as the parade. I've got a call here, guys. I'm gonna go on mute for just a few minutes. I'll be right back. Please chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry, everybody. I'm sorry that took so long. I appreciate you waiting around. I appreciate it. Okay, so where we're at on the parade, Bubba Warbucks. No, we're still here. We're still here. Well, that looks like Casper the Ghost. Seems like the color that's really vibrant on those
Okay,
parade
so sorry, everybody.
things.
I'm sorry that took so long. I appreciate you
No.
waiting around. I appreciate it.
Well, what do you guys do after you eat your dinner? Do you everybody go take a nap, or do you play football outside, or what is your family tradition after everybody eats your dinner? Everybody go sit down and drink beer or have your wine. I don't really drink alcohol myself, so we don't really do that in my family. What are your traditions? Watch football? Are there football games on this afternoon? Sometimes on Thanksgiving there used to be football games on. Hey, Larry June, how are you today? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Larry June. 1613. Three games today. Okay, who's playing today? Usually the Dallas Cowboys used to always play, but I don't think they're doing all that well, I heard this year. Do they not get to play on Thanksgiving if they're not doing so well, Bubba? Yeah, everybody welcome Larry June. He's a little bit later here, but we started a little early, Larry June, so you're right on time, actually. You're right on time. Larry, Bubba said they're always on Thanksgiving and they're in first place in the NFC East. Oh, really? I thought I had heard they were not doing well. Maybe it was a Dallas Cowboy hater that told me they weren't doing well. Huh. Okay, well, good. Who's your favorite team, Bubba Warbucks? Your favorite and football team? Oh, you watch the movies? That sounds like a good thing to do with all the family. Uh-huh. Oh, Bubba said he likes the Carolina Panthers, the North Carolina Panthers. Okay, that's a good team. I know a girlfriend of mine, they like the Carolina Panthers. They live up in North Carolina. So that's a really good team though. I think they've done really well from what I heard too. Well, Cassandra, did you ever find out what was going on with your watch hours? I know I heard you over there talking about they had subtracted some of your watch hours. Did they ever write you back? Did you email them about that to see what happened to the watch hours? Bubba said those Carolina Panthers are what we like to call a hot mess. Uh-oh. Well, I follow them kind of loosely, all the different teams. I don't really know who's doing best or keep up with the statistics, but I do like watching some of the football games, a little bit of some of them. Cassandra said, "No, I still haven't heard back from anyone. It's really making me mad, though." Yeah, I know it's really hard to get very much response back when on stuff like that. I know last year I kind of had the same problem. I don't know how long you've been working on it, but Cassandra, they roll that once you hit a year's time, it drops off. I know you kind of said that it had dropped off before because I don't know how long it's been going since you started back over again, but it's a rolling 1 year period. So if you started back on the year period, you might really drop off some every time there's another week or whatever, if you get what I'm saying. Well, here come the balloons, Baba Warbuck said. Oh, yeah, wow, those are beautiful. They just seem extra colorful. Do they seem extra vibrant or colorful to you, Baba? They seem really pretty. Yeah, it's really frustrating, isn't it, Cassandra? I know when I first started, it was really frustrating to me because um, once it started rolling back across the where you started from, you can really lose a big amount if you had a good week the previous month or something. When the other ones roll over, it can seem really disheartening when those roll off the end of the cycle, and then you seems like you really lose some of your hours. It's really disheartening. 'Cause it seems really hard when you're just, working and you have so many responsibilities with your children and your grandchildren. It's harder for you, I imagine, to do a lot of live streaming to build up a lot of your hours. Bubba said, "I'm used to seeing the parade in the movie Miracle on 34th Street in black and white." Now that's one of my favorite movies with the Miracle on 34th Street with the little girl, was her name Virginia, Bubba? I think it was Virginia. That's a beautiful movie. Even though I like some of those black and white movies, especially the Christmassy ones. It's a really cute movie. Oh, Natalie Woods played that little girl when she was younger? Yeah, 'cause she played a lot of stuff when she was a young actress. But I didn't realize that was Natalie Woods, though. Hmm. Well, I guess we also have that dog show that's gonna be on. Well, thank you, Bubba, for coming in. We sure appreciate you coming and joining us for a while today. It was lovely to have you. It was. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a good barbecue with your barbecue. You made the barbecue, right? The pulled pork? Well, I hope you enjoy it. I'm sure you will. You have a good day and evening there, Bubba. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you. Hey, Bella Grace. Welcome to the stream. Glad you made it over finally. Yeah, we started a little bit early, so you might have missed a little bit, but we're glad you made it. We're just kind of watching the parade a little bit. We kind of already went over a lot of the information. You can kind of read over what happened last night in the description. It kind of goes over what happened where John wasn't very supportive last night in the stream where he had when some of his supporters were calling me a Nazi, and he just seemed to let it go by. He thought it was okay for them to do that. He kind of encouraged it and condoned it, as a matter of fact. When he gave some of the wrenches back, we had a fight over the phone, and I went ahead and broke off with him, Bella Grace. And he had a bit of a meltdown and a little bit of emotional breakdown. And when he got off the phone with him, he got on the phone back with his stream, and he kind of lost it and just gave all the wrenches back to everybody, even a couple of people that had been warned and lost their wrenches last week for using hate speech and calling me a Nazi, which is against the terms of service, and he could get a strike for that if they were to do it again. But he didn't even think anything about that, I guess. So he went ahead and gave everybody their wrenches. And within about 2 or 3 minutes, that one person named Carl 2.0 or 3.0, whatever his name is, I can't really keep up. He switches it around all the time. But immediately he started calling me a Nazi, and I'm a Jewish lady. I'm Jewish. And that's one of the most offensive things you can say, Bella Grace. It's an anti-Semitic remark, which is one of the worst things you can do on YouTube. It's one of the what they consider hate speech. You can get a strike on your channel, and some of the time they can just go ahead and terminate your whole channel. So that's what happens. And Lying Camillo didn't even think there was anything wrong with it. He said, well, we should all have free speech over here. You're just weak. He told me I was weak. He said I didn't belong on YouTube if I couldn't take it. I'm just weak. And it's against the rules. It's against terms of service here, and you're supposed to enforce it if you're the host or the owner of the channel, Bella Grace. But he didn't think he should have to enforce it. He thought I was just weak. So he pulled my wrench, Bella, because I was enforcing it. And he incited all the people to bully me and be mean and bully me and harass me. And so I just went ahead and left. And that's what happened. But, oh, no, I forgot, Bella. Before all that happened, this other guy called the Juice, he threatened to kill me with a long rifle. He said he was outside of the property over by my property where I live with a long rifle. He said he had it aimed at one of the windows in one of the buildings in the property where there were human beings inside. And he said he was going to shoot me or shoot one of the people in the building. And since, I do have armed guards that work with me on security, and there's nothing you can not observe or not take seriously when you have security details on your property, Bella Grace. So they have to go into action, whether some stupid guy on YouTube doesn't like you or is playing a joke, or there's no joking. When somebody says they have a weapon, a long gun aimed at one of the buildings on your property, they go into action, Bella Grace. They went out there and they were searching for a human being with a rifle, with a long rifle out there. They had to call the other local authorities to help them come search. It's a very serious matter, and it's not over yet. The Juice, it's not fucking over yet. So be aware, the Juice. I know you're probably listening, the Juice. But anyway, and John didn't even support me. He just told me I was weak, Bella. Told me I was weak. Yeah. Told me I was a weak person. That I didn't belong on YouTube if I couldn't, stand up with all, everybody else. I need to get off of YouTube. Yeah, just bullying me with all the other people in there. And I don't stand to be bullied. You know what? If you start up that bullshit with me, I just leave. I leave the room. I leave the area because I'm not going to be, dogpiled with all the people in there. Carolyn said, well, if he's your man, he would rule with an iron hand and a velvet glove. Why is he not defending you, Lolly? It makes no sense to me. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's not a man. I don't really know. I don't really know, Carolyn. He just I think he had just like a breakdown, some sort of mental breakdown, or Somebody told me they wanted to know, they thought he should maybe get checked, maybe he has a brain tumor. Maybe something's making him act really weird. He's acting really strangely, Carolyn. I mean, we've been together for a year, Carolyn. Why would he suddenly, not care? I mean, most of the time, Carolyn, he's very caring and sweet man. I mean, very nice. I couldn't imagine what he wasn't geographically near me. I understand that, and I do have men here to help defend me that are geographically here. But at least you could do is try to emotionally support me on the phone, the best you can, and at least enforce the rules of YouTube and the terms of service of YouTube. And when people start yelling and hurling anti-Semitic remarks, you could say, hey guys, stop that. How about that? Stop that. Could you not say those two words perhaps to the people in your chat? You're in charge of the people in your chat. And if they break the rules and you get a strike, or if the YouTube decides to terminate your channel because of the excessive hate speech in your chat, hey, don't come back looking at me, pal. That's your job. That's your channel. You keep saying it's your channel. And if you didn't take care of your channel and you lose your channel, don't come looking at me, pal. Don't come back talking about, oh, she made me lose my channel. It's your channel. You didn't take care of your channel or your lady either, as Carolyn might be saying. Hey, Cheap Seats, how you doing today, man? Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's doing well. We're kind of hanging around watching a little bit of the parade. Has everybody already had their Thanksgiving dinner, or do you guys eat a little around noon or in the afternoon? We're asking everybody what time they eat with their family. Cheap Seat says you're cooking for 1 o'clock today. Okay, that's about right. Bella Grace says they're going to eat around 2. We're watching this Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade on the television. It looks like they have beautiful weather. It's so sunny and bright there. Looks a little cloudy though, really, but it's real bright. The balloons are real vibrant. The color on them is really vibrant today. Oh, Chiefsy said he's cooking for 1 today, so you're going to be eating alone. Well, you can eat with us. You can hang out and eat with us. We'll talk to you while you're eating, Cheap Seats. Nobody has to be alone when all of us are around here. You can sit around and eat with us. Or you can sit in one of those little blue seats that is in your icon picture, Cheap Seats. You got plenty of room for some other people to sit beside you in those seats. What did you make to eat? Tell us what you made to eat, Cheap Seats. Tell us what you made for your Thanksgiving little meal. No, you can sit with the big people, the big people's table, Cheap Seats. You don't have to sit at the kiddie table. There's Cassandra from Alba Crazy. She's back. She's going to say hello to Bella Grace. Oh, Cheap Seat said he's having pizza. That sounds really good. What kind? Pepperoni, sausage, mushroom? What are the toppings? Tell us the toppings. Are they Thanksgiving toppings? Just the pepperoni? That's my favorite. I love pepperoni. Sometimes you can find that those ones that have the thicker cut of pepperoni, and that makes it even juicier, but pepperoni's my favorite, actually. Cassandra said she's listening while she mops. Okay, you getting your kitchen or you're mopping out your kitchen and everything? Okay, I'm gonna step over and get some more ginger ale, so I will be right back in a few minutes, everybody. Just keep chatting amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay, I made it back, guys. Hey, Cassandra, I went ahead and added you as a moderator. I mean, you've always been a real trusted friend and, person that I can trust, but went ahead and made you blue. Hope you don't mind. I know I can trust you, so, it's no big thing for you, I know. We'll see. Prayers for Carolyn and her family. And Carolyn said, Cassandra, I know it's rough for sure. All we can do is be there. And Cassandra said, yes, and no matter what we say, it won't take that pain away. It's sad, especially around the holidays. It makes everything so much harder. Your family is in my prayers. Yes. Okay. Carolyn had said it really breaks her heart to see his children and my daughter go through this. And she was thanking Cheap Seats about that. Carolyn said she had lost her son-in-law on Friday. He was way too young to go so early. The funeral is on December the 3rd. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Carolyn. I'm really sorry. My condolences to you and your family on that. And I'll put you and your family in my prayer diaries as well. I always hate it. It is so hard when you lose someone in and around the holidays, that's for sure. Cassandra said, awesome. Thanks so much, Lolly. You can always trust me. Of course, I know I can. That's why I did it. Of course, I probably thought I had done it before, and I saw, I think Jody had to go. She was going over to her family's, and she's one of our moderators. But yeah, I'm glad I got a chance to get you modded while you're here, Cassandra, for sure. Because you always are welcome to be here, and, we're happy to have you anytime you can come by, for sure. Glad to have you. You've always had my back and been supportive of me. And I'm going to try to get over there to your car parade and car things more. I went a couple times. John and I went one Sunday. We went together, and I'm going to have to go over a couple more times and visit, because I do like seeing all your car shows. I do like car shows, because I don't know if you knew, I collect antique cars, some gasser cars from the West Coast. Got 2 or 3 of those, Cassandra. I've got one or two of them that are up in Seattle. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna sell that home up in Seattle. I've got a home in Seattle. I'm gonna probably get that one sold and probably move those other cars down to the property I have down on the Gulf Coast, because I don't get up to Seattle as much anymore. So I want to maybe sell that and use those funds where I can do some more work for the needy children, for my feeding program, for the Feeding for the Needy Children program across America. So I feel kind of like I'm just wasting that home and nobody's living in it. And I could do so much with the money that the sale of it would provide. Could feed a lot more children maybe next year. If I could sell that home maybe by the mid part of next year, I could feed a lot more children in the second half of 2022. And that's my goal, to, increase the amount of food cards and increase the amount of families that I can help, because I've been supplementing. I really feel like the President Biden hasn't been given enough of the SNAP benefits or the food stamps. They really have cut those back. And my team has identified different groups of lower socioeconomic families that have small children that don't really get enough of the food benefits or SNAP benefits, because they've really cut those back. And we identify families and then give out the food benefit or food cards to the different grocery chains based on whichever states we're in and whichever grocery stores that have the cards. We give the cards that can be used in the specific grocery stores in whatever region we're operating. We kind of do rolling states and go from region to region. And then we also specifically, depending upon which grocery stores are in which areas, some of the places have more rural areas. They might not have the specific grocery stores. We also sometimes utilize the Walmart grocery stores, because a lot of places that have more rural areas always have those Walmart groceries, in the big grocery stores. So we also do those and give out the Walmart gift cards that can be used in the grocery stores, in the Walmart big grocery stores that are in the Walmart supercenter stores. So that's my goal for next 2022, is to increase my program to give out those food cards that can feed the children in these families that aren't getting enough of the SNAP benefits to help, really nourish their children. That's my goal, because I advocate for children in these families that don't have enough food for their own children, even despite their government benefits they might be getting. I also try to advocate for veterans that might not be getting enough of the equipment and supplies that they need to be getting, that are veterans that may be getting help by the Veterans Administration. And there again, sometimes they don't get all the things that they need. Sometimes the VA doesn't provide all the supplies and all the things that they need when they were promised, when they were being military people, that they would get everything they needed. Well, I know from my own father and brother and different people in my family, the VA doesn't always come through with every single thing you need. Well, that's where I come in. I've been blessed with my life and my work, and I have really more money than I'm ever going to be able to spend in my own lifetime. So I really try to pass it forward. And, I pick out these different groups that I want to pass that money, that I can help those others that, that I want to be able to help. Cassandra knows what I do. She already knows about it. She said, "That's really awesome of you, Lolly. You're a true angel for helping others like you do. Blessings to you, sweetheart." Well, thank you, Cassandra. And then the third thing that we do is we provide scholarships for children of military people, who, male or female, who might have children, but the service member, male or female, might have passed away, and then they had left children that might need money to go to school, college or technical school, or any type of, post high school or educational type things. So those are the three areas that I've identified that I want to try to help out with, and that's what I do. But I want to make this real clear, because there's been some stuff, I'll just say stuff, going on. And the foundation that I have, that I use to do all these philanthropic efforts with, is a private foundation that I founded myself. It's privately funded, and that means that I don't take donations. I don't ask anybody to give me money to help these people. It's privately funded by me, myself, and I. So, I thank people always ask me, "Well, can I give you something?" Well, no, thank you. You keep that for yourself, or maybe give it to some other charity that takes donations. I'm not a charity. I'm a privately funded foundation, and I don't really take donations at all. Not a dollar, not a dime, not a penny, nothing like that. So I appreciate your concern and kindness that people want to give donations, but we don't really need them. We have plenty of money to give away. So you keep that for your baby or your grandbaby or your sister's child, or, somebody else. We're good. But I just wanted to make that very clear. We do not accept donations. We have plenty of money. So when somebody says that there's something going on funny over there, it's just that we have too much money. That's what's going on. So, we're good. We're good to go. But we're having fun, and it's really fun to give these cards away. The families are really appreciative and real friendly and very happy when we give the cards out. So I just wanted to tell you a little about that. Since it's Thanksgiving Day, we gave a lot of cards away this time, and people were really happy to get them, to be able to have plenty of extra money to be able to have a Thanksgiving dinner that they might not have been able to have unless they got that card. So we're really happy to do it. Well, thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope you'll have really true blessings with all your family. You've got all those lovely grandbabies, with all the ones that are here and the ones that are coming in the next coming year, the next few months in the next year. You're truly blessed. Your whole family is. And I'm sure that you'll have many blessings for years to come. That's just so wonderful for you. Well, with that being said, I think we're coming down to almost a 2-hour mark here, and we're going to kind of wind down here because I do have something that's coming out of the oven here in about 10 more minutes, and I want to get back in there so I can get my hot pads all set up to pull it out of the oven. Let's see. I want to make sure to thank everybody that's come by. I appreciate everyone coming out and showing their support today. I want to thank Miss Cassandra, Miss Carolyn to be free, of course, and Cheap Seats was here, Miss Bella Grace, all the people that came by earlier today. Bubba Warbucks came in. Many people that were here much earlier in the first hour. But everybody came out in support, and we were talking today about the problem with anti-Semitism remarks that were being used in the Lying Camillo chat over there last night, and he didn't seem to have any problem with it. He thought it was okay. He said everybody should just be able to say whatever they want, and nobody seemed to realize that hate speech and anti-Semitism is against the hate speech rules in terms of service in YouTube. I guess we'll be finding out what happens with that. But I wanted to thank you, everybody, for being here, and hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. I hope you'll have a good Thanksgiving dinner with your families. Yeah, and I appreciate you, Cassandra, you for sure, the newest moderator at the Lolly Cunningham channel. Welcome to the moderator group, Cassandra. And I hope everybody will have a safe day, a good dinner, and everybody have some fun, some love, and be safe and love each other. Good night or goodbye, or we'll see you later on. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.